So this first song I'm going to play is called Bats in the Blood. Strangely enough, it has nothing to do with bats or blood, but I had to make something out of that. They want only to be free. They catch what they can't see. What some will disagree with the bats in the blood. Oh yeah, bats in the blood. They want only to be free. They catch what they can't see. But some will disagree with the bats in the blood. Ah yeah, bats in the blood. You know, it's not a sin, though you really shouldn't invite them in. You know, it's in your voice, or where or not you make the choice. Nosferatu's on your back, and he's draining you alive. You could lose him if you want, so then why not? You know, it's not a sin, though you really shouldn't invite them in. You know, it's in your voice, or where or not you make the choice. They continue in their miserable ways. They still walk around ill for days. They find ignorance never pays. The bats in the blood. Ah yeah, bats in the blood. You know, it's not a sin, though you really shouldn't invite them in. You know, it's in your voice, or where or not you make the choice. Ah yeah. Oh yeah, bats in the blood. Okay. Well, now that that's out of the way, it was not perfect, and I never professed to be perfect. So you may notice the mood lighting. I decided to put the light at the bottom to light up to make me look even more intimidating than I am in person. You know, I tower above people. Yeah, they're scared of me. That's what I like to think sometimes. Never. Okay. On to the next song. This song is called Freakishly Large Knife. It is about terrifying cutlery. This is probably the closest thing to a Halloween song I have. And I wrote it because I got a steak knife set as a gift once, way years ago, many years ago. And one of the steak knives was noticeably larger than the rest of them. They're all, just like steak knife size, but then this one is noticeably larger, and I thought, why? What is up with that? I started calling it the Freakishly Large Knife. And over time, when I would see it, I would do this little vocal fanfare, and I would go, freakishly large knife, freakishly large knife. And so in 2020, I decided, okay, enough of that. I'm going to just make a song out of it. So therefore it will be tattooed on eternity. So here is Freakishly Large Knife. You could say I'm a little nervous with the blade that shines in my eye, underlying awkwardness and danger are always at the back of my mind. Yeah. So follow me into the kitchen where everything there has its own use. Open the drawer and you might feel the fear that one thing can induce. Hey, freakishly large knife, freakishly large knife, please don't let me get cut, stabbed or gored. Freakishly large knife, freakishly large knife. So at what point does it become a sword? Freakishly large knife, freakishly large knife. It looks way too big for just a stake, like an error in the evolution. Well, maybe it's a relic that's left over from medieval times for executions. Freakishly large knife, freakishly large knife, please don't let me get cut, stabbed or gored. Freakishly large knife, freakishly large knife. So at what point does it become a sword? Freakishly large knife, freakishly large knife. All the other knives in the set are the most reasonable size you can get, and that's a fine line on which I'm stepping. Is it flatware or is it a weapon? Freakishly large knife, freakishly large knife, please don't let me get cut, stabbed or gored. Freakishly large knife, freakishly large knife. So at what point does it become a sword? Freakishly large knife, freakishly large knife, please don't let me get cut, stabbed or gored. Freakishly large knife, freakishly large knife. So at what point does it become a sword? Freakishly large knife, 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 freakishly large knife. It's actually kind of a pleasant song if you think about it, from the view of the cutlery itself. I'm sure it enjoys being larger than the rest of them, wouldn't it? I guess. Okay, anyway, on to the next song. The next song is not very terrifying, but it does involve Satan, but it also involves pizza. This is called Satan's Pizza. And it's about a person that I used to know that had the opportunity to teeter on the edge of evil, and the person unfortunately fell into the evil, which is unfortunate. Well, I guess that's a matter of perspective too, isn't it? All right, Satan's Pizza. On the table, tempting you to dig in. Oh, it's got is more than meets the eye. Ignore it if you must. Take a bite, feel it slide down the back of your throat. As the boiling grease said, here's to your insides. No napkin or towel made by man can clean up the mess in your soul that Satan's pizza leaves behind. Of course, it's so very hot. Yeah, remember where it was cooked. It'll change your temperature in your mind, even how you look. And you wanna eat more, yes, you wanna eat more. So you have to eat more, you have to eat more. And you feel the metamorphosis as you slowly turn into the thing you feel the most. Yeah, you didn't know you had it in you, but still the question remains, who has eaten who? Oh, take a bite, feel it slide down the back of your throat. As the boiling grease said, here's to your insides. No napkin or towel made by man can clean up the mess in your soul that Satan's pizza leaves behind. I don't know, devil, Halloween, it kind of fits, I suppose. Well, anyway, you can see my comment in the chat if you'd like to hear some of these songs fully produced and recorded. Most of them are at my Bandcamp page as notated there. Next song. Ah, yes. This is a relatively new song. I recorded it earlier this year. This year is that way. Last year would be that way, right? This is called Message from a Dead Guy, and it came from an episode of NCIS. Yeah, if you want the full story, Agent Gibbs walks into the squad room and says, "We got a message from a dead guy." And of course, I decided that's a great song title, so I just made something up around it. Not tremendously Halloweenish, but we'll see. Message from a Dead Guy. Did I really hear what I think I just heard? I'm not sure. Is the floor about to collapse and then swallow me whole? Delivered flawlessly right into my mind. I'm not sure. Is the floor about to collapse and then swallow me whole? Well, is it conversation with an occupant who was marooned in the great beyond. I've been in many awkward litigations before, and I've never actually won. Well, is it a message from a dead guy? Should I flee or should I rejoice? 'Cause whatever it was I heard, it was definitely a voice. It was definitely a voice. Yeah, how would you react? I mean, if you had what you thought was a message from a dead guy, I'd probably be a little freaked out. This next song was written as sort of a joke. Sitting on the beach one day with my notebook out. Back in those days, I used a notebook to write lyrics. And I said to some friends I was with, I said, "What should I write about?" Guy looks at me and said, "Old lady with a hammer." I laughed. I said, "What?" He points. I look over. There's an old lady with a hammer, and she's pounding in a tent or one of those umbrella stakes. You know those dangerous things that impale people nowadays? They were harmless in the 70s and 80s. Well, mostly. Nothing's really harmless, is it? So this is called Old Lady with a Hammer. It's about an old woman who is tired of crime and decides to take the law into her own hands. Yeah. Sitting on the beach, just as cool as can be, I look to my right, and what do I see but an old lady with a hammer coming after me. Out in the front yard, playing lawn darts, trying to relax before the panic starts, 'cause there's an old lady with a hammer lurking in the park. She's pounding on injustice as she sees it, nailing all the bad boys to the wall. The murders and the rapists all will damn her. She's just an old lady with a hammer. She pounds and pounds and pounds, but she doesn't get anything built. Just mounds and mounds of hammered skulls. There is no trace of guilt. Oh no! I'm walking by the police station one day. There's a woman in handcuffs being led away. Looks like the old lady with a hammer is finally in the slammer. She's pounding on injustice as she sees it, nailing all the bad boys to the wall. The murders and the rapists all will damn her. She's just an old lady with a hammer. The old lady with a hammer is finally in the slammer. The old lady with a hammer is finally in the slammer. with a hammer is finally in the slammer. See what I did there? Look, it's a hammer, right? Not to be confused with some current event involving a hammer. I won't go into that. I don't know. Not any of my business, Paul. So, I got one more song to play. Looks like I have 7 minutes left, but this song will not be 7 minutes long, I promise you. This is something I wrote, also beach related, but the thing is, I don't know where this came from. The phrase $1 shark attack just popped into my head one day, and I thought, well, I need to write a song about that. And I was like, how do I write a song that makes any sense called $1 shark attack? The sharks don't charge for their services. So I did what Beck would do, right? WWBD. What would Beck do? So I just wrote a bunch of nonsense lyrics that sounded cool together. It does not make any kind of sense. If you can figure it out, please tell me in the comments or the chat, and maybe help me understand what I created. It's weird. So, $1 shark attack. It's a day they'll not soon forget. With rings of fire and beads of sweat, $1 shark attack. $1 shark attack. $1 shark attack. Slap your brother on the back. $1 shark attack. While the doctor mixes up the broth, $1 shark attack. $1 shark attack. $1 shark attack. Pat your brother on the back. $1 shark attack. $1 shark attack. $1 shark attack. Yeah, slap your brother on the back. $1 shark attack. $1 shark attack. I told you, it doesn't make any sense. But it's kind of catchy. You got to admit. You got to admit. I shake my finger at you. You got to admit. Okay, so I'm Chris Hardy, and that'll do it. And apart from a disastrous start, I think I forgot some lyrics in that first song. But you know what? I'm human. I have no auto-tune. I don't have the lyrics just off camera. Boy, that'd be pretty pathetic if I did, wouldn't it? Anyway, thank you for, well, all you people not joining me, and I hope you'll not join me next time. All right. Okay, maybe not. Bye. I'm going to stop this. Look. I click on end show and it says, are you sure you want to end this show? No, I think I want to use up the remaining 2 minutes to, well, let's just talk about me, shall we? Yeah, okay, well, I was born in